Hey Xbox, Microsoft. I just want you to fix one problem, just one problem for the next console. When I first brought the Xbox One home into my home, I didn't have the internet landline in my home when I first brought it home. Um, that was a big problem for me because you have to have the internet to make it run, to make it function properly, and all that stuff. You have to. It's like It's like with the iPhone, you have to have the internet to make it run properly. Like, I don't like to see that no more for the next generation console. And I had problems with it. I have to practically give it to my good friend who lives practically miles and miles away. He had an internet landline for his home, and yeah, like I didn't even had the internet running through my house during the time when I first brought my first Xbox One, and so eager to play it, but you never really gave that much information out to tell people you have to have the internet to make it run properly and all that stuff. But I don't want to see that again in the next generation console what you're making now. I like to see a console where you can just like hook it up to your television like the good old days of Xbox, like Xbox and Xbox 360, where you just put it into your like connect it all up, plug the cords in, plug the power lead into the PowerPoint, and bam, like that. That's what we need in the next generation console. That's what we need in the next Xbox console we are about to release, because you have made a big mistake upon people who do not have internet in their home. The only thing PlayStation always gets right, they're always for the players. I'm not saying you are a bad company and all that stuff. I'm not saying you're bad and terrible and all that stuff. Like, I'm just saying you've made a real big mistake on like releasing the Xbox One, and that's why I didn't really buy all the previous consoles, and like like the Xbox Scorpio and whatever the models you made in the past. But the Xbox 360 and the Xbox was practically the top of your line in your Xbox line. Like, practically they were the best sellers back in the days, and people could just like go into like practically buy it from a game store, buy that console from a game store brand new in the box, and get the box out and take the console out, take the controller out, take all the cords out, plug all the stuff in, and plug it into the power line and all that stuff. It's not that simple now for people like. It's not that simple for people like me who do not have internet at all. We like half of the world does not have internet to make these like good Xbox consoles run, and that's the thing what you've actually made a mistake on in the past. And really, it's really sad. Like, for a long time PlayStation fan and an Xbox fan. I'm not really any fan. I like all consoles and equal, because every console has its bad moments and its good moments, and I just want you to fix that problem, Microsoft, Xbox. I want you to fix that problem where I can just bring this console home. To bring this console home and pay for it, right? Pay for it. Bring it home, unbox it, take the console out, take the cords out, and plug it into my TV, and I can play it freely without internet, to make it work properly. Like, I should not allow to do that. Like, it's a console, not a computer hardware. If you want to turn it into a computer hardware, use the internet for it. Like, to me, that's where you've made a big mistake upon me and people without internet. Like, even people even complain upon it. Like, you know, in the past, what I heard on practically YouTube on this site, they complain about why we have to connect the Xbox to the internet to make it work properly, like to make it work properly. Why you done that move? What you practically turning it into a computer system? Like, I thought it was a console system, not a computer system. Because the PlayStation, what they always get right by offlines and online. Use are aiming for online use, and back in the days of you guys, you never really cared about that. You didn't really care about online. You cared about offline and online people. That's when you guys should have stayed the way you are. Like, seriously, you should have stayed the way you are. And I've been hearing lovely things about this new Xbox console is about to be released. I heard beautiful stories about it. Like, you know, it's going to be kind of like, I think the Xbox One's models were all backwards compatibility and all that stuff, and I heard the new Xbox console is going to be really, really strong in its software and all that inside it, whatever it's inside it. I don't really understand it. I heard it's going to be backwards compatibility, like what PlayStation 5 is going to do, and I'm so happy for PlayStation 5 what they're doing. And I heard PlayStation 5 is going to probably put the 4K stuff in it, like where you can play 4K movies and stuff like that. I'm so happy I can play 4K on my PlayStation 5 when I get it. That's why I want you to fix. That's why I want you to fix that problem, Xbox, because really, seriously, like, it's, if you do the same thing again, right? If you do the same thing again, and the thing is, I've been hearing like stories on the internet, like on social media and all that stuff. The next generation console won't run on CD, like, because people like us, we don't have internet. Like, we don't have internet. We have to buy CDs to play our games, because we don't, like, you know, we can't afford internet, because some people have credit histories and stuff like that, and it's just like, and some people can't afford internet that much. And it's just like, he's practically stuffed up on people like us, like the offline users, like, you know, the people who like just playing the game, not just playing the internet side of things, just playing the game itself. All we want to do is just play a very good, like, Xbox console where you don't have to have the internet to be connected. You don't have to make, well, what I'm trying to say, trying to not have a tongue twist in this conversation. I just want you to make a console where you don't have to have the internet to make it work. And if I heard these stories correctly, if you're not going to make CDs again for the next generation console, that's going to be really bad for me, because I'm a big fan of the Halo universe. Like, I'm a big fan of the Halo games, like, honest to God, big fan of them. Big fan of the science fiction space opera saga. I'm more a big fan of Halo. What I'm a more bigger fan of the Star Wars franchise. Yeah, and I just hope you don't, you know, remove the CDs. Like, remove CDs from your system, like, because I want to enjoy playing the next generation console. I want to. I really, really want to. Well, I'm just going to end this video on a note, and I hope you listen to this, Xbox, and please make your points on it, and listen to people like us. Like, seriously, the fans what makes you as a company what you are today. And see ya. Bye.